Welcome, friends, to our reading and writing time for Monday. I hope you all had a wonderful weekend and are ready to start new and fresh for our week 2 of doing school at our own houses. We're going to start first off with our story for today, and our story for today is found in our Unit 6 Grace Reader, and we're going to be reading the story called The Yard Sale, and it is found on page 22. And today's story about a yard sale. How many of you have been to a yard sale, or you've seen one in your neighborhood, or maybe you have actually done your own yard sale and had people come and visit your yard sale? They're very popular here in Colorado, especially during the summertime when the weather's nice and people can get outside and see what kind of treasures you are trying to sell that they can take home to their house. And that's exactly what a yard sale is. It's people who have things that they no longer want to keep, and they are hoping that they will find a new good home with you. So we're going to find out today about how Grace makes a choice, a decision at the yard sale that she visits today. So some words I want you to keep in mind are the word knapsack, and it has a silent K at the beginning of it. Knives, it also is spelled with a silent K. The word price, where our sound is being spelled with the letter C. The word choice, where our sound is again spelled with the letter C. And then also be keeping an eye out for these two words that have our magic E sound at the end. Sale and games. So as you read the story, The Yard Sale, it's on page 22, 23, 24, and 25. So just 2 pages of reading with 2 great pictures. And again, if you can read this independently, that means on your own, that is awesome. But if you need help from an adult, please make sure you ask for help from an adult. When you finish reading the story, The Yard Sale, you're again going to take your Kitty Cat workbook and you're going to turn to 11.4. And it's our questions that go with our story, The Yard Sale. And I just want to remind you again, as you're answering each of these questions are asking for a complete sentence. So that means we need to start it with a capital letter, end it with a punctuation mark, a period if it's a telling sentence, a question mark if it's an asking sentence, and if it's an exciting yelling sentence, you can finish it off with an exclamation point. Remember, if you'd like to challenge yourself, you can write down the page number where you find the answer to each question. There are 2 questions on the front side of the page. And then when we turn our page here, you have, if I can get my page turned, you have 2 more questions, 3 and 4. So read your story either by yourself or with an adult. Answer the 4 questions using your neatest and best handwriting. And then when you finished, come on back. We'll take a look at our new spelling words for this week. And then we'll also look at some different ways that we can spell words using the letters S and N and some of their different sounds. All right, let's take a look at our new spelling words for this week. And we're focusing on 2 different things this week for our new list of spelling words. One is how we can spell the M sound using just one M. Sometimes we make the M sound using double M or 2 M's side by side. So we're going to have some words that demonstrate that. We're also going to look at some words that have some consonant clusters. And a cluster means a group. So you'll notice especially these 3 words, we have consonants, 2 or 3 consonants together to make a special sound. Remember, consonants are all of the letters of our alphabet that are not vowels. And we have 5 vowels, A, E, I, O, and U. We're looking at the other letters, consonants, and when we cluster them or group them together. So let's take a look at our words that you're going to be working on this week. Remember, every day try to get some practice writing these words, whether it's just on your whiteboard or you take your sidewalk chalk outside. Maybe you have a little chalkboard you can do. You have some letters. Just find lots of different ways where you can practice writing these spelling words at least one time every day so that you become great spellers and great writers. So our first word is maps, M-A-P-S. And notice our sound is made with just one M. Our next word is mice, M-I-C-E. We have the sound made with just one single M. We also have the C making the sound and our magic E at the end. Our next word is hammer. Notice we have two M's in hammer making the sound, H-A-M-M-E-R. Next we have double M in trimmed, T-R-I-M-M-E-D, like I trimmed the bushes, I made them shorter. Okay. Next, here's our word skipped, S-K-I-P-P-E-D. Notice our two consonant friends there, S-K, are making the sk sound together. Our next word is scrub, S-C-R-U-B. Here we have three consonants, S, C, and R, working together to make the scr sound. Our next word is space, S-P-A-C-E. S and P are teaming up to make a sound together, sp. And we have a long A sound because we have magic E on the end. And then, of course, our last word, we always have to have a tricky word, one that doesn't quite follow the rules. But boy, is he important for us to learn how to read and spell. And that's our tricky word, could. C-O-U-L-D. I could ride my bike, but it has a flat tire. So that's our word could. So you have 8 new words for this week. Again, make sure that you're practicing those each and every day, spelling them, writing them, doing some fun activities with them. After you practice your spelling today, we're also going to do 2 workbook pages, and both of them I think are pretty easy. We're going to be reviewing different spellings for the N sound. And we're going to look first in our Kitty Cat workbook page on page 11.2. And once you find it, using the page at the number at the top, remember you got to flip this guy around. Now our sound of N can be made 3 different ways, and you'll notice the 3 different columns. We can make it just with the letter N, like nap, N-A-P, or night, N-I-G-H-T. But the N sound can also be made with double N, like in the word dinner, D-I-N-N-E-R. And then here's a tricky one. You're going to see a couple of those words. You saw those in your story today, the yard sale, like knives and knapsack, where the N sound is being made by K-N together as a team. The K is not making any sound, but we have to write it there. And we have to know when we see K-N together that that sound is just the sound of N, not K-N, like I have a knife in my pocket. That's not right. We have just a knife in our pocket. So this is a pretty easy page. I think you can do this all by yourself. But again, if you need help, message Mrs. Hoffman or ask an adult. You have a list of words in the box at the top. Make sure you read those words and then look carefully. Is the word, does it have, and is it being spelled with just an N? Is it being spelled with 2 N's? Or is it being spelled with K-N? So your job is to make sure that you put each of these words in their right homes. Okay, and that should be pretty easy for you. When you finish 11.2, you're going to turn 1 page. And this is just their next page, 11.3, is just giving you some practice reading and labeling some pictures. So 11.3 looks like this. And again, you have a list of words at the top. Some of our words have the sound. Some of our words have the N sound. But your job is to read each word and write the word under the picture it goes with. So we can do the first one together. All right, we have a C-E-N-T. Well, remember when C comes before the letter E, it a lot of times make the sound. So let's sound this word out. S-and-t, scent. Okay, do you see a picture that would match that word scent? There you go. Down here on the bottom, we have our penny that's worth 1 cent. So you would write your word scent in your neatest handwriting, C-E-N-T, to go with our picture of the cent. You're welcome to cross off each word in the box as you use it so you know how many you have left to do. So you're going to do 11.2 and 11.3, focusing on words that make the sound and words that make the N sound. Have a great time doing it. Do your best, do your neatest, and I'm going to be super proud of you for all your hard work. See you next time.